Hello and welcome to episode 70 of the Geek Heart Games podcast. I'm Sam Suvak alongside Cody Tetrick. Cody, welcome to the Geek Heart Grand Finale. How are you feeling, buddy?
You know, I'm a little sad, but I'm excited for having some free time, and just it's a little bittersweet.
Yeah. I mean, if you were a gambling man, what would you say like the Vegas odds are on tiers for this episode of the podcast? For us, not for people listening, just for us.
No, I'm not a gambler, so I don't really know if these are good odds, but I'd say like 19 and 20.
I don't know how
that
odds
works.
work. I don't know how
odds work either.
I don't know.
Is it the high? Is it a 1 in 20 chance? No, 1 in 20 would be really bad.
20,
so
like a 20 to 1. Like you'd get 20 times the amount that you bet if you won.
So 20 to 1 would be the bet I would place.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, good odds, bad odds. I don't understand. No, I don't know how it works. We're not gamblers, but we are criers. So
yeah,
there's a good chance there'll be tears on this podcast, unfortunately, because it's our last episode. If we didn't make that clear, so sorry.
And if you're tuning in for the first time, hey, we have a back catalog of over 70 episodes. Go
exactly. You know what? I was looking through it because I was like, well, I wasn't looking through it. I was thinking in my head. I was like, how many episodes have we actually done? Because we did some special episodes where we didn't number them, right? So we had Super Mario Brothers, we had the Tomb Raider movie, we had Doom, we had Street Fighter, and then we had the God of War spoiler cast, right? Was there anything else that I was missing? I think that was it.
I think that was it, yeah.
So you would think that we'd have 75 episodes. But, fun fact, Cody, I was looking back in our Tomb Raider episode. For some reason, I called it episode number 6. I kept it in the regular numbering, and then later, the next time we did one, I stopped keeping the regular numbering and took them outside of it. So 74 episodes, I believe, is what we're at. But yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
75.
Because of that little teaser.
The teaser we had before episode 1. So, hey.
I say it counts. So 75,
I think
man.
So. 75.
Quick question. So every time I release the podcast, I have the title of the podcast and I have the number of the show. We joked many times about how we were going to get to episode 100 and then stop. Funny or not funny if I just label this episode number 100?
Hilarious. Go for it.
Should I do that?
People are just like, wait, there's a back catalog.
I missed a bunch of episodes. What happened? I'll do it.
Could you put them in parentheses?
Perhaps. I can try. Here's the thing, Cody. There was something that I did in an episode title. I tried to put some type of special character, and it was not okay. It, messed it up. And so then I had to go and change it. I don't remember what it was. But, we'll say,
I think it was you tried to put something in quotations, and it messed it up. Maybe it did.
So, yeah, probably that's not
it's not do quotations. Yeah.
Okay, but still do the 100?
Maybe. Yeah, do the 100.
In parentheses?
Just do the 100.
Just do the 100. We're leaning into the joke. You know what? We're just going to go for it. Yeah. So hopefully people can take the joke and not be mad at us. Well, I mean, if they're mad. Who cares?
Fuck them. We're not doing this podcast no more.
If someone gets mad, we're just not going to do the show anymore. So, hey.
I think this is my last episode. I'm done. I don't want to do this no more.
Man, we're just going to do whatever we want. But yeah, so let's just give a little preview of what's going to happen in this episode. So basically, I'm going to start crying, and then that's going to make Cody cry. And then
definitely.
One of us is going to cry so hard that we kind of start coughing, and then you cough too much, and then you throw up. So one of us is going to throw up, and the other one's going to throw up. And then it's just going to be horrible. So you really don't want to watch the video episode of this one. Hopefully none of that's going to happen. Hopefully that's not going to happen. Here, the actual plan for what's going to happen, because this is not going to be like our typical format. So what we're going to do, first off, we want to start things off with kind of a what we're thinking as the game of the year so far. We're halfway through the year. We're not going to get to the end of the year and do a full game of the year episode, so this is our little midway episode. We've got a few listener questions that we have never gotten to, so we're going to answer those. Then, in our very first episode, we had some getting to know you questions. And so we're going to revisit some of those and see how our answers have changed in the almost year and a half since we've been doing this. And then we're going to give you guys some recommendations for other podcasts you can listen to so that you'll, since you'll be missing your Monday morning shows with us, we've got some other good ones for you. And then we're going to wrap things up with some memories of our favorite episodes and our favorite moments that have happened in our Geek Heart careers. So, and I mean, spoiler alert, there might be like a really epic outro song, but also there might not be, because I've been given a task that I feel I might fail at horribly, but here at Geek Heart Games, we just go for it and hope for the best. So, that's what you can expect from this episode. So Cody, do you want to get right into it? And how do you want to do this discussion? Do you want to talk about things that were notable and then like this is our top so far, or start with the top and then do honorable mention type stuff?
We can do our tops and then do the notable stuff. So for my personal game of the year so far, I have Division 2.
I would have guessed that.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I haven't played that many new games this year. The back half of this year is going to be like incredible for me. Front half, I was very just like, what's that?
Yeah.
So yeah, Division 2, I think had a very fun gameplay loop. I felt rewarded every time I went into that game. I'm currently waiting on a new update for it before I can hop back in.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, not a great overall story because like it's not, you're in DC and you're saving it. That's kind of it. But like the gameplay felt rewarding. The gameplay was fun. I always felt like if I was getting a drop from the game, I felt like, oh, maybe I could use this in my build. The abilities I enjoyed a lot, and yeah, the Division 2 like definitely stood out for a while there. Like as like, oh, like I could see myself playing this for a very long time. And so yeah, that is my game of the year so far. What about you, Sam?
Do you want to guess what my game of the year is, Cody?
See, yeah, I feel like I know what it is,
Okay.
and like, I think you're gonna be very like, you're gonna raise some eyebrows with this one, but
Really?
I'm proud of you for being brave and saying that Anthem is your game of the year. Fucking God, I'm roasted. This is the last episode. I don't give a shit.
I wondered where you were going with that. I was like, he's gonna say something like really, really not it. Well done, sir. That's actually probably that's not the last time Anthem's gonna get shat on during this episode.
Oh shit. Okay.
Well, just a little bit, just a tiny little poop.
Okay.
But yeah, no. My game of the year, probably no surprise, is Apex Legends. As you know, I've been playing a lot. Some might say I'm addicted. I would probably say that. But I just feel like this game did so many cool things at the right time. There was just the whole stealth drop with the launch. Nobody knew it was coming. Nobody wanted another battle royale, but then it just came in and it changed up stuff just in the right way to breathe new life kind of into the whole genre. And like the changes they made, other games have started implementing. They've got the ping system, which is so good. Like, I play any other game, as soon as I see enemies, I'm like, oh, let me ping them. I'm like, oh yeah, I can't do that in this game. And they were the ones who first started the Respawn, which, true to their development studio name, Respawn. Of course they're going to have an ability to respawn. But that just, it makes it so much more fun because maybe you do get killed at the very beginning in the first fight, but your teammates can get you and you can come back and you still get to keep playing the game and not just have to sit there and watch your friend play for 20 minutes. So, it was revolutionary with that. And then also just like kind of social stuff. Kind of forget about it, but like it came at the time when people were really pissed off that there was still not a black female hero in Overwatch. And Apex comes out and they're like, oh, you want that? Okay, well, here's 2 of them. Here's also a non-binary character. Here's a queer character from the start. I feel like there's only like one white guy in the game. And like everybody else, Caustic is the only white guy, right? Everybody else is racially diverse, and it's just really cool to have that out there and just have that be the norm from the get-go for the game. So I think they're doing good things. It's a lot of fun. It's a game that I can do well at, so of course I'm gonna love that. And so that's why it's my game of the year.
Yeah, Apex Legends is definitely one of my notable games this year. I think it's done some really great stuff, and like I have a blast anytime I play it. I've been hopping into a couple games each night, just seeing if I can do some challenges, just go for some games. It's a lot of fun. It's a nice spin on the battle royale genre, and I can't wait to see where it goes for the rest of the year and onward.
Yeah.
Also for me, the Ellisware update for Elder Scrolls Online. I think it's been really amazing so far. I want to get back to it after Destiny stops consuming my life, which may not happen. But it's a great expansion. I'd highly recommend if you're interested in Elder Scrolls to hop into that. What you got for notable, Sam?
So just another couple ones I wanted to mention, which I've talked about on the show before. Future Grind. It's that game where you're on like kind of the motorcycle and you gotta like flip the different colors and stay on the correct rails. It's an indie game and it was masterfully done. And it's one of those where you get to the end and you're like, man, I just want to play more. And the mechanics of it, they just built something really cool and really fun. And it's one of those where you can play the same level for a long time and not get sick of it. You're just like, eh. And then they also gave you the ability to do like kind of assist modes where you can slow things down and just take it easier so that you can get through it if it is something that you're having trouble with, which I appreciate. And then also SteamWorld Quest, Hand of Gilgamesh. That card game is just amazing, fun, and filled with puns. So it's pretty much everything I would like. I just have one more. Do you want to do one more?
Go for it.
Okay, so Hunt Showdown, I've mentioned this before. I got to play it when it was in the beta. It's coming out soon on Xbox and hopefully later this fall on PS4. But it's just like... it's something special with just the mood it sets in it, the way the game is played. There are problems with, I don't know how you're supposed to do these final boss fight things, but even if you're not doing that, if you're just playing the rest of the game, like killing just the smaller enemies around, it's really fun. And I'm really excited to play more of that this year. And once it gets out and hopefully I have buddies to play with, I could see this like being in my top 10 list. So hopefully we'll see about that.
Cool.
But yeah. Did you have any others?
No, but I'm going to throw your curveball, Sam. What do you think is going to be your game of the year by the end of the year?
It's real close, Cody. It's real close. Because like Jedi Fallen Order, I feel is going to be the one that's has the best chance of knocking Apex out. I'm excited about Doom Eternal, and I think it's going to be fantastic, but I feel like it's also kind of going to be more Doom, and so that won't be as impactful. So I feel like it's probably not going to take the top spot. So I think it's going to come down to Jedi Fallen Order and Apex Legends for my top spot. But what about you?
I'm really hoping Anthem digs himself out of that hole they were in, and I'm just kidding. God, these jokes are coming. I think it's gonna either be Pokemon Sword and Shield or I don't count Destiny 2 Shadowkeep because that's anything in expansion.
I mean, technically, we're done with this podcast. We can do whatever we want for Game of the Year. So, I mean, if you want an expansion to be your Game of the Year...
probably going to be Destiny 2, then. I'm probably going to only play that for a long time.
Okay, but if it wasn't, what else would it be?
If it wasn't, I think it'd probably be come down to Pokemon Sword and Shield or Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
I was wondering about that one.
Yeah.
By the time this podcast comes out, that game will be out. We've been playing it, so...
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's that fucking train again. Every fucking time. I guess it's probably on a schedule, so every day we record at this time.
So yeah, probably between those two. So although Luigi's Mansion 3 come out on Halloween.
Do you really think that could be a Game of the Year contender?
I think it could for me. I really like Ghostbuster games, and like it is straight up Luigi meets Ghostbusters.
If I were a gambling woman, I would put money on the fact that Luigi's Mansion would not be your #1 game of the year, even excluding Destiny. I don't think it's going to be your game of the year. I will bet you, I will write this down, I will bet you a $5 Nintendo gift card that Luigi's Mansion is not your #1 game of the year.
See, here's the issue, is that I could just lie and say...
You could lie, but I feel that you are a noble person who is not going to lie about this. And you don't have to take the bet if you want to admit that you don't really think that it's going to take your top spot.
Yeah, no, I see. Yeah, you get the point.
If you're not willing to bet a $5 Nintendo gift card on it, then you're not serious about it.
Yeah. It's probably Pokemon, excluding Destiny 2, Shadow Keep. Probably Pokemon is going to be my game of the year. Just because it's going to be nice to get back to a new area and play on the Switch on the TV will be a lot of fun. So, yeah.
Just real quick, let's just throw this in here. Do you have any interest in getting a new Switch that has a better battery life?
If GameStop had a good trade-in program, because currently you can trade in a Nintendo Switch for $200. So technically I'd have to be paying $100 out of pocket. Possibly, just because I do play handheld a lot, and the extra battery life would be nice. I'd have to see like the trade-in deals at like GameStop or something like that. What a weird, like, why did they not announce these like same day, like the Lite and this new one? It was weird. I will say that they got these new Joy-Cons coming out, and that purple and orange one that looks like Wario / Waluigi. I was like, let's go! I kind of want them.
I was looking at those and just thinking how unique the color combinations Nintendo comes up with.
It's our last episode. Let's be honest here. What was that word you were going to use?
Well, odd. Odd or strange, but like, it's fine. It was reminding me of like when I was in elementary school. Cody, you might not know this about me. I was possibly a hip kid, possibly a dorky kid, because I did the thing where I had Converse, and one was pink and one was blue, because I split up the set, and so like I would wear 2 different colored shoes. So like really, I was like thinking Nintendo Switch ahead of my time.
Every time you put the shoes on, it went to noise.
Yeah, they have this little click when they hooked into my feet. It was weird. So yeah.
Didn't know you were a robot. All right, interesting.
Hey, it's the future. Most people have cybernetic implants, and you don't even know about it. That's why all these metal detectors get set off all the time.
True.
Something going on in there.
What about you? Do you have any interest in getting a new Switch?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. All right.
Like I said, I hardly play handheld, so I don't play enough on my Switch to, ever anytime soon invest in anyone. Like the most I play with my Switch almost every morning. I still do my fitness boxing with the Switch, but that's like the majority of what I do on the Switch right now. So fun fact, my computer is so fucking slow and like troublesome when I'm doing stuff. So when I'm editing the podcast, like it'll take a long time. Like I'll do one thing and then like wait for it to like process. And so usually I'll have my Switch and I've been playing Slay the Spire while it does stuff while I'm trying to edit the podcast. So, but that's the extent of my handheld use these days.
Yeah.
But yeah. Alrighty. Let's move along to some of our listener questions. Thank you to Megs and Grun for being so patient while these just kind of sat on the back burner. Hey. All right. So Megs asked, how would you feel if they changed the pricing of games but depending on the length? So a 30-hour game would be $30, 60-hour game would be $60, etc. Cody, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that they would never do this. Because everyone plays games at different speeds. So you can't have like a universal like set like this game is $100 because one guy played it and it took him 100 hours. Because you always have people who can beat it quicker and people who can beat it slower, and so it's just hard to gauge those things.
Yeah, okay. There's always going to be speedrunners, and then there's always going to be slowpokes. But I mean, I feel like you can get an average for how long it's going to take to play this game. Like, like a Persona game is going to be 100 hours or so. So just like, I feel like they could make a determination of length. And I mean, also I feel like they're never going to do this. I feel like it would, in certain cases, it would be fair to the developers. Like if they're building something that is that in depth that it's a 100-hour game, it probably actually is really worth $100. But we're paying a lot less for it just because, we're sticklers about it and we have the buying power, and like they know that people aren't going to pay more yet. I'm sure eventually we will. But there's also like games that would get the short end of the stick here. So like if it was a 6-hour game, like what, I can't even do the math.
Yeah.
Because it's like by 10. So I mean it would be less. It would be like $6, right? A 6-hour game would be $6. So like Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, like no, you can't just pay $6 for that. It's worth so much more. And then you would get into complications with like, say like a Call of Duty, and I mean maybe it has a campaign,
multiplayer games,
something or an Overwatch, something that is pretty much just multiplayer, and like how do you judge how much that is worth? Although probably in this universe, when we're paying by the hour, those are all going to be free to play with microtransactions. So that's where that's going.
See, in this universe, I was more thinking of we're all robots with cybernetic enhancements, and there's just like we're holding a controller, and we hold a controller, these like plugs come out into our skin, into the cybernetic enhancements, and like as we're playing, depending on the hours, it pulls out money, because in this universe, money equals your lifespan. When you hit 0, you die. I think that was a movie, was it not? Am I crazy?
Your mental state and whether that's a true thing have no correlation.
Fair.
I don't know, man. It sounds like a good sci-fi story.
I know, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Shit. Call me up, CD Projekt Red. I got you.
Dude, someone was just telling me about this book, and it involves like people maybe gaining some type of power but losing their memories to do it. And like what if your currency was your memories? Because like I actually read a different book about this, Civil War Land in Bad Decline, I think. It has a short story. It's by George Saunders. It's a real good book, you guys. There's a story about how you can download your memories and sell them. And so it's like the story is about this old lady who needs money, and so she's like, and like the better the memory, the more you get. So like she was having to give up memories of her husband and like how they met and their wedding and stuff, and it's just like, oh, that's deep. So we went down a rabbit hole that's like gotten real sad. So let's move on. That was not a world we want to live in. So we'll just keep paying whatever our normal prices are for games. Okay, next question. This is from Groon. This is a tough one for Cody. Okay, which game from before the year 2000 would you like to see brought back from the graveyard? And his note is, the game can't have any sequel past the year 2000. Well, first caveat here, Groon, we're cutting off your year limitation because, Cody's a young man and he needs a little leeway there. So he's very pretty still, yeah. Cody, it doesn't have to be that old, but is there a game that's fallen by the wayside that you want brought back?
See, when I originally did the research for this question a long time ago, I feel like I looked up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time.
Oh.
Because it was on the NES.
Yeah.
But then I was like, wait, when did the NES come out? Was it before 2000? I feel like it was before.
Yes, the original NES was like 1990, around there, maybe a couple of years earlier. Okay. I don't recall. Maybe a couple of years later. I also looked up
the Pokemon Stadium games, but they technically had one come out for the GameCube. It was like Pokemon Stadium, like GX or something like that.
I don't care. So, I accept it. If you want it, if it's been if it's been too long, you can.
The Pokemon Stadium games were so cool because it was pretty much just Mario Party, but with Pokemon.
Oh.
And but it was like you could play the mini games, right? Like Mario Party with the Pokemon characters. Like there was one where you were playing as Lickitung, and
that just sounds funny.
It's this Pokemon with a giant tongue that sticks out. And like plates were going across this conveyor belt, but like some plates had sushi, some plates had like rotten food on them. And so as Lickitung, you had to press the button at the right time to get the sushi. But like the tongue would stick out super far across like multiple conveyor belts, so you could get a combo going. It was fucking cool. But then on top of like the mini game part of that game, there was you could go in and do like a storyline where like you picked 3 Pokemon and worked your way up this tower of like Team Rocket grunts, and like it was so cool. And now I really want a Nintendo 64, and I kind of want to go buy it. Damn it!
Go for it, man. Why not?
They're pretty cheap lately. I've noticed. I've been looking at like old gaming consoles on like this Mercari app, and people sell them cheap. Yeah.
If you wait just a little while, they might come out with a Nintendo 64 Mini because they love their minis these days, and maybe you could get that.
Yeah, I feel like they've not put one out in a while because the reason they were doing those is because the Wii U was not performing well. Now that it's a Switch, which is performing well.
I don't know. I feel like the Switch was already out when they first started to... No. Yeah, I think it was.
I think it was just about to come out. I think the NES came out when the Switch was out, but the NES Classic was before the Switch. Possibly.
I don't believe so. I will try to look it up later.
Okay.
When you're answering another question.
What game would you bring back?
So, okay. I went for the real old ones, okay? And unlike you, I did not do any research because I didn't care. I'm like, I don't want to be proven wrong. I just, want to just say what I want. So here's the thing. Original NES games that I had a good time with. Hey, maybe we should bring these back. California games. Did you ever play this one? So it was silly stuff. So there was like a surfing one, and it was like really simple. You were just like kind of going across, and then you could do a flip, and like you had to avoid the shark. And then there was like a roller skating one, so you're just like going across the sidewalk, and you have to like jump over cracks in the sidewalk or you fall down. There was a hacky sack where you just had to like juggle the hacky sack as much as you could before it hit the ground. I'm sure there were others in it. I don't recall what they were. Those were obviously my favorites. But I feel like, the way I've kind of gotten into Trials and Steep and like weird sporty games that I never would have thought of, I'm like, yeah, bring California games back and let's see what that would be like at this point in time.
Yeah, do it, you cowards.
Yeah. And then also on my original Nintendo, we had a game called Fester's Quest, which was Fester from the Addams Family.
Yeah.
I don't really remember what the game was, but I remember I really liked it. And like, they need to just do some Addams Family game.
Fuck yeah, man.
When's the last time there was an
Family.
Right? When was the last time there was an Addams Family game? And I'm sure this is why I didn't want to do the research, because I'm like, I'm sure there has been some Addams Family game, but make us a new one, because that would be fun, right?
It would be, yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Especially with the new movie coming out, they could tie it in somehow.
Exactly. It'd be really cool. And then just my more recent one, but one that I really want. House of the Dead Overkill. I love that game, and I want it so bad. Like, I bought it on Wii originally, and then I bought it on PS3. I got, like, the extended edition that had, like, 2 extra levels on it. And it's just zombie shooting fun, and it's vulgar and, like, kind of shot like a B movie. And if it came out on, like, a current generation, I'd buy it again, like, right now and play it some more, because it's ridiculous good fun. So yeah.
Ooh, I wish they would bring back. There was this maybe it was called Pokemon Snap.
I've heard of Pokemon Snap.
Is that the one with the camera?
Was that where you have to like take pictures of them?
Yeah. So we rented that from Blockbuster, and the issue is we rented the game, but you had to have the special connection, special camera controller. We didn't have that.
What
so
system
all I could do was
it supposed to be on?
Nintendo 64.
It had a camera option on.
Yeah.
Wow. It's advanced.
I think it was Pokemon Snap. Yeah. So we didn't have the camera thing, and so all I could do was like watch Pikachu stand there and do nothing because I couldn't take pictures for him. It really sucked. I wish they would bring that game back because I want to know what it was like to take pictures. It'd be cool.
Okay. While you were talking, I looked up our thing. You were right, Cody. Nintendo Classic came out in November of 2016, and then the Switch came out in March of 2017. So they're very close, but I mean,
but I feel like Reggie Fils-Aimé, before he retired, did an interview talking about like why we may not see like a Game Boy or Nintendo 64 Classic for a while. And it's because they felt like those were used to kind of like bridge the gap between Wii U and Switch.
I'm saying a 5-month gap doesn't need to be bridged, and
well, they had the pre-orders up like months before. Remember? Like, it was
whatever. What if they just
selling like hotcakes?
What if they just released the games on the Nintendo Switch NES Classic service, the online? Just do that, right? You could do that. That'd be fun.
Would be, yeah.
Who knows? Nintendo's doing all kinds of stuff that you might not expect, so we'll just wait and see. But, all right. So, thank you again, Megs and Groon, for those questions. All right. Now, we're going to revisit some of our getting to know you questions that we discussed in the first episode. And our first question here that we're redoing is possibly the most important question of all time. Okay, Cody, the question is, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Ho ho ho.
Now let me remind you that last time you answered this, the answer was cookie dough. Has that answer changed in the years since?
No, it is not. Cookie dough is still the fucking best.
Okay. Is that all you have to say?
Although, I will say, in that time I have had cookies and cream, and it's a very close second.
Whoa. Had you not had cookies and cream previously?
Cookies and cream became a thing for me, recently, in the past year.
Well, congratulations. That's like a monumental, because cookies and cream is good stuff.
That's pretty good, yeah.
If you'll recall, cookies and cream was kind of my backup answer, because if we'll remember, my true answer was questionable for acceptability because it was the chocolate vanilla swirl soft serve frozen yogurt, which, as the title says, is not ice cream. It's frozen yogurt. For me as well, that is still my favorite ice cream.
Sure.
Anytime I go out someplace that has that, that's what I'm going to get, because you can't get it at your house, right?
Yeah.
But, Cody, there is a shocker, okay? My at-home ice cream preference has changed.
Oh.
Cookies and cream no more. I haven't had cookies and cream in ages. I tried a new flavor this past year, actually just in the last few months, that in all of my many years, I had never tried before. I never had an interest in trying before. But I went out on a limb and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try this. Cody, that flavor is pistachio. Ooh.
Oh.
Have you ever had pistachio ice cream?
No, because doesn't it have nuts in it?
Yes, it does have nuts in it.
No.
I do like me some nuts.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do. So let me tell you, pistachio.
Wait, no, you don't. You're less. No.
No, I don't.
No,
no,
you don't like nuts. Okay, sorry.
No.
Anyways.
Your first bite of pistachio, you're like, whew, this is odd. I can't even describe to you really what the flavor of pistachio ice cream is, just that it's completely unique, and at first you're like, I don't know how I feel about this. But let me tell you, by the time I finished my first bowl of pistachio ice cream, I was hooked. Oh my God, he just cracked his neck like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, I was hooked. Like that's all it took. I was like, yes, this is it. It's all I want to eat now. It's so fantastic. It's like a light, refreshing flavor. I don't know. It's changed my life, Cody.
For a split second, you said pistachio, and my mind went to wasabi, and I was like, "Oh God, what?"
I hope there's not a
Okay.
wasabi ice cream flavor. That would be.
I'm sure there is a wasabi flavored ice cream somewhere.
I feel bad for whoever has to eat that.
Yeah.
Cody,
Pistachio.
I was thinking about this earlier today, though. I was like, we live in quite the technologically advanced world. Let me just look into this. And Cody, they have like, for under $100, you can get some type of small soft serve ice cream maker for your house.
Sam.
I'm considering getting it, Cody. I mean, I hate to cook. I'm so fucking lazy, but I'm like, what if I could make some soft serve ice cream and or frozen yogurt? I don't know. I don't know how to make any of this, but like, what if I could make it in my house?
An ice cream machine when I was a kid, and like we used it one time, and I was like, this is a lot of work.
It's so much work.
Because you gotta get like it's like milk, ice, some kind of special salt, right? And like it churns, and that's what turns it into the ice cream.
Yes.
It's a lot of fucking work.
So much work. But I feel like now, like today, like they'd be more automatic and you just push a button and it would do it. But I don't know, I'm super lazy. So, and like also, like, I shouldn't be eating soft serve yogurt every day. So,
I mean, some would say, we don't know when the world's gonna end. Treat yourself,
It's true. Very true. Yeah, we'll see. I'll let you know if I end up getting it, but...
Please do. I'm interested.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm just happy that it exists. So...
Yeah.
Alright, let's move on to question number 2. Which is, what is your most anticipated game of this year? Now, Cody, last year when we asked this question, you said possibly the Pokemon game, but most likely God of War. Turns out you were correct, as God of War was your game of the year. We kind of, we a little bit covered the...
Let's do next year, because there are a bunch of games for 2020 announced.
Yes. Let's do it.
I'll go first.
Yes, because I haven't thought of this, so please go first.
This is my bad, I should have clarified. I do think, for me, it is Cyberpunk 2077, because I like everything I'm seeing from that game.
Okay.
A close second would be the Avengers game, which I'm excited to see footage of, which should be out there by the time this podcast is live. So I'm interested.
Because when is
they're showing it at
Comic-Con?
Comic-Con tomorrow. So yeah,
really, that's
for tomorrow for us. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm excited to see that. So yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 or Avengers. What you got, Sam?
Marvel's Avengers.
Avengers. Yeah.
That's how they call it. So I was looking back at my answers for last year, and it was Anthem.
Oh gosh.
That was so disappointing. Actually, the year I said that, it had gotten pushed back to this year. Also, and then my second was Death Stranding.
Oh god.
Now I have very little interest in. I don't think I'm gonna get that one.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, but that one's probably getting pushed back too. So then my answer was GTFO, which we still have heard nothing about. Who knows when that game's coming out? So I just like games that are not coming out. And then my final was also God of War, which ended up being the correct one. So for games next year, I feel like I'm with you for Marvel Avengers. I feel like that's probably going to be like my most exciting, fun game, unless they just surprise me with Titanfall 3. You never know. That would take the cake if they did. But then also I'm pretty excited. I don't know what to say. I'm pretty excited about The Last of Us 2, but also I feel like I might not have as much fun playing that as some other games, because some parts of it are got that slow walking talking stuff, which it's fine, but I think it'll be a good game. And then also Ghosts of Tsushima should be coming out next year, and I'm still really excited about that one. I think that's going to be a gorgeous and fun game.
Completely forgot that was a game until you mentioned this now. I was like, oh yeah, it's the thing.
It hasn't gotten much attention in a year.
I feel like that one is probably gonna sit till PS5.
Could be a PS5
I feel like
launch.
I feel like they're gonna end PS4's life cycle with Last of Us 2, because they ended the PS3 life cycle with with
Okay.
the end of the life cycle of PS3 with Last of Us 1, and then they remastered it for PS5.
Yeah,
But
I feel like because it's coming out in like spring of next year, and
I
then
think it'll do the Halo Infinite thing where like
it'll come on both.
can be played on both.
Yeah. But like PS5, I don't think is coming until holiday of next year. So I think if Ghost of Tsushima comes out with that, I think there's still going to be some other PlayStation exclusive in the summer that we're not even aware of or thinking of yet. That will probably be a good one too.
Yeah. Maybe that Predator asymmetrical game.
Yeah, that's going to be the one.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, I'm really excited for that game, actually. If that comes out next year, that's probably...
That probably is. So that's not an exclusive, right? That's not...
No, it is exclusive to PlayStation.
Oh, is it?
Yes, and that's why people are pissed.
Well...
Sucks to suck.
Hey, these things happen. What are you going to do? Okay. Cody, our third question was, what do you like to do when not playing video games? Now, when we first spoke, your answers were watch horror movies and read comics. I don't know what happened to my voice there. I just stopped talking.
My answer now is masturbation. What?
I think it's our last episode.
Besides that, it's been a hot minute since I watched a horror movie.
Quick question, Cody.
What's up? You want to talk about masturbation?
Yeah, I had joked that when we recorded episode 69, we were going to do it without our pants on. And I didn't check in with you. I want to know, were you wearing pants? Have you ever worn pants during the podcast? Are you wearing pants right now?
I am wearing pants right now. Did not wear pants last week because I thought we were committed to that.
We didn't.
I've only not worn pants one other time.
What was the other time?
I believe it was when we recorded the esports talk about Overwatch League, and I was in the bed because we had like recorded it later after the Overwatch League season had ended.
That was part of the post-credit scene last episode. I had a little clip from that when you were in bed.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were pantsless then.
Yeah. Well, I was chilling in bed, as you do.
Hey, Okay. Sorry, please continue.
Yeah. So I'm not watching as many horror movies lately. I want to get back into watching some. I'm really behind on comics, especially for someone who runs a comic book Twitter. I should probably get back to that. I watch a lot of Twitch streams, mainly for Destiny 2. A lot of YouTube videos. I recently really got into Jenna Marbles and Julian Salamada. They're a couple, and they do a lot of funny stuff. Julian has started doing a lot of cooking stuff, and I'm really into that.
Is that what you masturbate to?
I mean, hey, we don't judge in this household. Other than that, lately I've just been, trying to get out and do stuff more with my girlfriend. Just trying to not be cooped up in the house all the time. So yeah, that's a lot of very different from when that question was asked.
Yeah, mine's kind of similar. So I had said reading and ballroom dancing, which I still do. Both of those. I don't do ballroom dancing as much as I like. I hope to start doing it more again. Reading, recently I've gotten back into reading a lot more. I'm just spending more time doing it in a strange twist. Because I went back to the first episode and I was listening to it to get my answers because I hadn't written mine down before. In the first episode, I was talking about how I was reading the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. Strange twist of fate. Right now, I'm reading the Stormlight Archive trilogy by Brandon Sanderson, which is so hey, he's just circling. I can't talk.
Circling around.
I don't know. He's come back into my life. So I've recently started doing some kind of new things. So back when I had Gizmo, I would take him to the park pretty much every night that I could, and on the mornings, on weekends and stuff, we'd go. And I'd always said, it's for him because he likes to get out of the house and have a good time. And then after he was gone, I kind of started to realize that, like, going to the park was also for me, and, like, I really missed it. And, like, so I went for about a year or more where I just didn't go to the park at all, and it was like, eh. So then I kind of started easing back into it, like, on the mornings on the weekend. Like, I'd go and just, like, walk around a little bit and kind of, you know, get used to it again. And I've really liked it. So the past few weeks, almost every evening, I'll take a little trip to the park and walk around for a little bit. And it's kind of like a meditative time for me, I guess, to just, like, be away from everything, be outside, not be just sitting somewhere. And it's really good for me, and I'm really enjoying that. So I'm glad that I'm getting back into that. And then I also decided that I should, like, start playing with my guitar again, because it's been years since I played my guitar. So I got it out. Cody, I don't remember how to play anything, and it feels like razor blades are slicing into my fingers when I play. But, you know, I'm working on it. I'm, you know, keep trying it. Kind of gonna build up some calluses. I love the internet because it just has, like, guitar tab, and, like, you can have songs there to remind you how to play stuff. So I've been having a good time with that. Hopefully, I'll get my flexibility back, get my calluses back, and, you know, have a good time with it. But it's nice to be kind of getting back into some stuff that has been out of my life for a while. So yeah, that's it for me. All right. So Cody, our final question was, name 5 games that you love. They don't have to be favorites, just to show what you like. Now, as a reminder, yours last time were Halo 3, Pokemon, Until Dawn, Monster Hunter World, and Friday the 13th, the game. So, hit me with 5 games that you've played since then that help describe who you are as a gamer.
So, I think we got God of War, Destiny 2.
Oh god, he's drawn a blank. Oh dear.
I was just gonna, like, do Halo 3, Pokemon, and, like, because it was it's 5 new ones. God of War, Destiny 2.
Destiny 2. Elder Scrolls?
I'm honestly gonna say Elder Scrolls Online because I put a lot of time into that game.
Yeah.
I say Apex Legends because I do enjoy that game.
Ooh.
And what is that game I played last year that I really liked?
Oh, it was Resogun?
I think that's yours.
Was it Butterfly Soup? Still never played it.
Podcast. I'm a terrible friend. You do your 5 while I think of that last one because I'm blanking.
Oh dear. Okay, so just a refresher. So my 5 originally last year were Resident Evil 4, New Super Mario Brothers, Titanfall 2, Gone Home, and Worms. So, this time my 5 is in quotes, okay? Because, like, Apex Legends is just obvious. Like, it's so synonymous with Sam that it's there, but I feel like I'm going to have 5 others to slot in there, okay? It's not cheating, it's fine. So, number 1, Tetris Effect. Obviously, I love that one. Number 2, Ori and the Blind Forest. I had such a good time with that, and it kind of helped me realize that I really do like platformers. I've been playing a lot more platformers since then. Ni no Kuni 2. I don't know how that game is just so charming that it won me over. SteamWorld Quest, which I mentioned earlier. It's a real fun card game. And Roundabout, which is the silliest little game, but I absolutely adore it. It's so fun. It was just surprising how much fun that game was. So, all right, Cody, did you find that missing number 5?
I want to say either Hollow Knight or Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Okay.
So if we're going to remove things that are just synonymous with us, I feel like Destiny is synonymous with me, so I'll remove Destiny from that. I really did enjoy my time with Hollow Knight last year and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so yeah.
That's nice. We kind of have some similarities because, like, we both have a big RPG, we both have a platformer. So yeah, we both have Apex Legends, so... We're a match made in heaven. All right. That is the end of our questions. Hopefully now you know everything you need to know about us and how we've grown and changed over the past year and a half. All right. So our podcast will not be with you anymore on Monday mornings, and you're going to be lonely. You might be a little bit sad. You might be, needing something to help you get through those quiet, lonely hours. So Cody, do you have some recommendations for people for what else they should be listening to?
I do. So I know some of you will probably miss our movie reviews. So I recommend the Dead Meat podcast because they review horror movies every now and then. Like currently, they're reviewing all the Paranormal Activity movies.
Ooh.
And it's been a blast to listen to. But we are a video game podcast, so you're like, oh, what about video games, Cody? Well, I do recommend both Kind of Funny Games Daily and the Giant Bomb / Beastcast. I've been more preferring the Beastcast lately. I like the people on that podcast a little bit more, for my opinion. I like the comedy between them. I think they bring a lot of...
So you're saying they're funnier than Kind of Funny? Kind of Funny is only kind of funny, but Beastcast is like real funny.
Beastcast got me like biting my tongue laughing. But then, like, every night we like to joke around and stuff, so like some funny podcasts. So Kind of Funny still has like Kind of Funny in Review, very good. And then there's a podcast I listen to called Unhappy Hour, and it's I forgot the host's name right now, but it's just this guy who reads like the worst news of the week, and they just make jokes about it the entire time. Well, not like
sad.
Worse, like just like odd stuff. Like they at least once a week read a story about something that happened to a Florida man.
Okay.
Like that kind of stuff. Like,
okay. Yeah.
Like Florida man gets bit on the ass by alligator when he sits on the toilet, stuff like that.
Oh, Cody, I saw Crawl over the weekend. It was real. I had a good time with it. Real good time. So. Oh, Cody, you have Frozen for me on my screen.
Oh, okay.
Let's just kind of reset real quick if you can.
Huzzah! Hello.
Perfection. Thank you.
Yeah, I think those are, for Destiny, because I know you're probably like, oh God, Cody, what am I going to do without the Destiny download every week?
Yeah.
I recommend Fireteam Chat from IGN and the Destiny Reset from I think they're called the Derp Fam podcast. So yeah, check out those for your Destiny talk. What you got, see?
All right. So for starting off with other video game podcasts, I've probably mentioned these before, but it's because they're good, and so you should listen to them. So we have the Optional podcast. We've got Third Player Games. We've got Game Till 5, and we've got XP Billionaires. And then, like, just for good measure, I mean, there's still the Polygon Show and What's Good Games, because those are really fun ones too. So then, if we're moving outside of the video game spectrum, we can't forget our friends over at Bitch Team Alpha. They've got a variety of different kind of geeky shows they do. My favorite right now is the it's Animorphous Discussion, and it's just like a recap of all the Animorphs books, which I've never read an Animorphs book. I've never watched the Animorphs.
Those books are insane.
I love listening to because one girl is explaining it to the two other girls because they've never read it, or maybe they have, I don't know. But yeah, just like hearing what these books are from them talking about it, it's so much fun. So that's my favorite right now. We've got the Whatnots. They're putting out all kinds of different shows all the time. Got Talking Comics, which has been a staple for years. So you get all your comic book talk there. And then we've got Sirens of Scream, which they've been on hiatus for a while, but they just came back for their anniversary episode. So, and it's a horror podcast. So pretty much covers like all the different types of geeky things that we enjoy. So there's lots of good stuff out there for you guys. So, and a lot of them have like the Discord communities, and like you'll hang out with them and be friends with them too. So very cool people.
And hey, we don't need 5-star reviews anymore.
We don't.
But if you would be so kind, go out to one of those podcasts for us and
Yeah.
leave them a 5-star review. Leave them all 5-star reviews. All the reviews for them.
Yeah, just have like a review party where you just like go through and give everybody the
Just
goods.
sit in front of your computer for a couple of hours, do a little 5-star on everything, you know?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
All right, Cody. Now we have had a lot of fun during our time making Geek Heart Games stuff. So let's just go through what some of our favorites have been. You want to start us off?
I think my favorite podcast that we've ever done has to be our first Gaming with Pride podcast, because it was just a really nice discussion. I feel like we got really like deep into it, and then the like piece de resistance was Sam forgot to record our video, and so we had to like do like some like weird stuff. So you had to like get pictures of people's pets from our Discord, see through some gameplay on there, and yeah, it was that's one of my favorite podcasts. You want to take turns?
Sure. That one was a fun one. But, it's hard to pick just like one favorite because like we always have fun with like all of us. There's little bits and pieces here. But one of my most recent favorites was our April Fool's podcast where we did Geek Heart Knitting to kick things off.
That was really good.
Because I always love anytime we do something and I don't tell Cody what we're doing and he just has to improv and go with it because he does such a good job. Like he didn't know anything about that and he's just like puts on his knitting hat and is ready to go and talk about knitting. So that was just like a super fun one. So I really enjoyed that.
I think next for me is the history of horror games. I did a lot of research for that podcast, and I was really happy with how it came out. Had a lot of fun with it, and like I feel like we got some really good feedback on that episode, and so I was really happy about that. I wish we could have done more of these kind of like in-depth research podcasts, but you know, it's very tough making a weekly podcast. So that entire month of like the horror themed stuff we did was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I got to watch The Descent, and I really like that movie.
It was such a good movie, right?
Yeah.
Better than that other one, but that's fine.
Yeah. Well, let's not talk about that.
Oh wait, I forgot. We had a whole special episode where we talked about horror movies, right?
Yeah, we did.
I forgot about that. So that's absolutely definitely 75 full episodes that we've had because I didn't put that in my count.
Was that a bonus or was that a? It was a bonus.
It was a bonus. I believe it was a bonus. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but
the important thing is we have over 70 podcasts done.
Exactly. We're real prolific with our podcasts. Yeah. So like all your favorites are like real serious stuff, and mine are always when we're goofing off.
Oh, I have some goofy ones.
Okay. Well, one of my favorites was the Molag Ball episode because
God.
I don't even know why it was so funny, but there was just this character in Elder Scrolls called Molag Ball, and like every time Cody said that name, I would crack up, and I couldn't stop. And he said it like 10 times in the episode, and it was just like a really funny episode for me. So I enjoyed that.
You were cracking up over there as I was trying to have my discussion. A funny one for me was I texted Sam, "Hey, I need you to be recording when we start the show. I have a bit." And so when it started, I introduced the world to Golgoroth and Demona. And yeah, that was a lot of fun for me because you were just sitting there like, what's happening? So yeah.
That was going to be one of mine too because can you just go ahead and let people hear that Golgoroth voice because it's like you don't expect that to come out of Cody.
Oh, yeah.
It's surprising. So it's a real good one. So go ahead and give me Golgoroth.
Hello, Samantha. This is Golgoroth speaking. How can I help?
See, that was good. It was really good. My Demona voice is like it's just me trying to have a deep voice, which I don't, and it's not as good. But the fun thing about those was we had Golgoroth and Demona on twice, and both times I used the face rig camera, which I bought one time and like never had a use for. So like you had like a full demon face, and then Demona had something, I guess another demon face. I don't remember hers as well. I just remember yours. And like the weird thing was like, because like I didn't have the video set up the right way, so like I had to actually record myself saying the things that you had said to try to get Golgoroth's mouth to move the right way for you. So yeah, so that was fun. But we had a good time with that. Speaking of demons, another one of my fun ones was when I was talking about Dante's Inferno, because this is like the opposite of the Moloch Ball. God. This is when you got into your laughing fit as I was describing things, and that made me happy to crack you up so much.
Oh, yeah, because you were talking, because in that game, like, what is it, like, is it like Cleopatra or something?
Yeah, and there's like stuff coming out of there. Well, there's like these little attack babies coming out of her nipples, and it's so horrifying.
I think the first E3 we covered was a lot of fun because there was just so much excitement around it, and like there was so much to talk about because it was like such a big year, and like I really loved the 2 episodes we had covering E3 because we had like the EA stuff because like we were so excited for Anthem, and like
poor
God
Anthem.
Fucking damn it, Anthem.
Actually, I'm gonna change the episode name. It's just gonna be "Fuck You, Anthem."
So yeah, that first E3 we covered, I had a blast with.
So I went back and looked at all the early episodes because I wanted to figure out, I'm like, where did we start doing the post-credit scene? Because I remembered, like, at one point I had just put one on there and I didn't tell you about it until later, and I was trying to figure out what it was and why I did that. Do you remember what it was, Cody? You probably won't. I wouldn't have remembered.
No, it's been a hot minute.
So it was, I forgot the number. It's either episode 5 or 6. It was called Jacket Off, and it was because we were getting ready for the podcast. It was like winter time, I think. Or no, I guess it was early spring. But I was cold. It was back in my bedroom, and like it's cold back there. And so I was like, I couldn't decide if I should start recording with my jacket on or if I should take my jacket off. And I kept like putting it back on and taking it off because like my temperature wasn't right. And Cody had to tell me the story about jacket off and how his teacher said that, and everybody heard it as a masturbatory statement, and it was very funny, and I thought it was so funny that it needed to go as a post-credit scene, and then we just enjoyed having it, and so we just put post-credit scenes on every episode after that. I don't think we've ever not had one, unless possibly there's a chance we didn't do one for Cade episode after Cade 6 died in Destiny, because we had like a silent thing, and I don't remember if we did. We might have skipped the post-credit scene out of respect for that. But every other episode has had one. Let me tell you, there's some fun ones in that. You were talking about how Golgoroth episode, you texted me that we had to be recording when we started. So we've done that a few times where we had to be recording as soon as we started the call because there were different things we were going to do to startle each other. You did like multiple things with Jason masks. To me, there he is. There's that Jason mask. I surprised you one time because I also had a Jason mask. I believe that was for one of our Halloween. I don't know what happened there. Our Halloween episodes. We had that. I also surprised you one time. I had that weird monkey mask, and I tried to like freak you out with that. So yeah. So we've had some real fun post-credit scenes, so enjoyed those.
I think the last one for me is going to be our Game of the Year show because like we're so like this is going to be fun. Like we don't want to go in here and be screaming at each other because like there's so many podcasts that do Game of the Years, and like it just becomes like a screaming match almost, and like I don't enjoy that. And like I love the civil discussion we had, and we just listed our games, and like it was a lot of fun. Thinking about that though, there's also when we did it was our top 25 games.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. I
That
enjoyed that
was.
a lot.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of a challenge. It's like, do I have 25 games I really like a lot? Oh, let's figure this out. And I remember like day of like changing my list around. So I was like, well, no, I like this game more than this actually. So that was a lot of fun.
That one was tough. I had like, it was tough competition. I had more than 25. I'm like, should this one be in? But I really want this one in, but this one just can't make it. Yeah, so I think those are all my episodes too. I just want to say I've always had a ton of fun with our community nights whenever we've got to play with our friends doing stuff like that. My standout community night, unfortunately, was a time Cody wasn't there and didn't get to play with us because I am notoriously bad at Friday the 13th. And we were having a community night. Cody wasn't going to be there. He transferred his power to me, and I was killing people left and right in Friday the 13th. I was playing like a Cody, and it was amazing. And I've never felt so powerful in that game before. So that was the highlight of my community night career. And I'll probably never be that good again. But it was weird how it happens.
And I do want to say, I'm not sure how this year's looking. But last year when we did Extra Life, I was incredibly proud of the money we raised, and it'll always be one of the highlights of my life is being on that team with Bitch Team Alpha, with Melissa Megan, with Megs and you, and like I was so happy with how we did. So
yeah. We've had some good times over the years, and just a shout out again to all of the friends that we've made over our time with Geek Heart Games, specifically our buddies in the Discord. You guys have been our favorites. You've brought joy to us when we were sad, and we just treasure you so much for everything that we've been through together. So, man, I feel like we're coming towards the wrap up, Cody. So I know we've got some things to say here. We might get a little emotional.
Yeah. So I am going to miss this a lot. A little behind the scenes curtain I'd say about 3 months ago, I came to Sam and said, I think I want to stop doing the podcast. I didn't realize when I started this podcast with you, Sam, how bad I needed it. Fuck, I'm already gonna cry.
It's okay. It's okay. We cry. We love each other.
I was in a very bad spot mentally and emotionally, and I didn't realize how bad I needed this podcast because every week I would sit down, record this podcast with you, and I was happy. I didn't want to die. I didn't think about how much I was hurting from my back pain at that time over this past year and a half, and this podcast has been such a blessing because like I've made so many friends because there was a while there I didn't have friends, and it was there for me when I needed something the most. And like I remember 3 months ago sitting down being like, I'm in a better space mentally, and like I don't think like I don't play as many video games because for a while there video games were how I escaped from the world I didn't want to be in. And I'll always be eternally grateful for this podcast and the friendships, and especially you, Sam. I love you so much. Thank you for doing this with me for the past year and a half. It has been seriously the best times of my life, and I've loved every minute of it.
I love you too, Cody. So I mean, it wasn't quite the same thing for me, but this podcast definitely helped me as well, because like I was still kind of recovering from grieving about losing Gizmo and like having that emptiness in my life, and this helped to fill that and help me get through that as well. So it was also just the right thing that I needed at just the right time in my life. And I'm so glad that I got to do it with you, because it would not have been the same with anyone else. You know, we've done stuff with other people in the past, and it's never been the same because they were, you know, people and friends that we were with, but we were best friends and we loved and cared about each other. And it was about our friendship. And so when Cody first told me, his life was changing and all this, I was very happy for him. I freaked out on Cody. I freaked out on him. I started crying. I was like, I'm afraid you're gonna break up with me and we're not gonna be friends anymore, which was not cool, but hey, over the past few months, as we've been kind of dealing with stuff and figuring out what we really want, I came to realize that this is just, a thing that we do, but our friendship is deeper than this, and just spending time together is what is important. And that's not going to change for us. We're still going to have our time together. We're still going to be playing games together. We're going to be checking in with each other's lives. And it's just going to be the same, but without the pressure of having to make something, of having to create something every week, which, sometimes it's been wonderful to have that and know that we've made something. But then also it's just time to take a break. And, I don't think either of us need to be making this the way that we did when we originally started, which is fantastic because our lives have gotten better and we've gotten to a place where we can just enjoy what we have. So I'm excited to play Marvel Ultimate Alliance with you. I'm excited for you to teach me more cheats in Destiny so that I don't have to do all the hard work. But yeah, it's just exciting to just get back to, how our friendship started, which is just like, weekday evenings, we'd just be on, we'd start chatting, doing stuff, and just having a good time and relax together. I've treasured everything that we've done together. Making this has been the most fun that I've had, probably the most fun that I've ever had making something, and it's also like the thing I'm most proud of. We started Geek Heart Games from scratch and like thought up all the different things we were gonna do and put it together, and it's just like it was a great experience, and I don't know, it's been a blast with you, Cody. So.
Yeah, I'm most proud that we brought a weekly podcast for over a year. That is incredible. And when we started this, the entire point was to build a community, and we did that. Like we have the Discord, we have people on Twitter who interact with us, and like it is amazing to have this like not only just friends but like family that we can always go to with stuff. Like when we need like good vibes or just like, hey, can I have some positive thoughts right now? Like you can go to our Discord, do that, and it's so nice.
Yeah.
So thank you. To everybody so much, and thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Cody. And just one thing to keep in mind is Geek Heart Games is not a podcast. It is a community, and it lives on, and it'll be here forever in every geek heart that loves games. So
yes.
So yeah. Thank you so much to everybody who's been with us on this journey. Again, whether you've been here from the start or if this was your first episode, which it's probably a weird episode for you to start with, but hey, you're probably attracted to that 100th episode title that was on there. So sorry about the misleading title. But yeah, we appreciate everybody who's been with us, all the nice comments you guys have made. It just like brightens our day every time. We are so grateful. We wouldn't have been able to do this without the people that were supporting us. So thank you to everyone. And Cody, one last time, do you want to take it away? Oh, wait.
Sam.
Should I do an outro? Wait, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I guess we should do an outro,
I'm sorry.
kind of. Just in case you want to interact with us.
Sorry. Oh, it was so emotional and great, and now I just ruined it. Because, like, that's what I do. I fuck up outros. So, okay, so sorry, a few things I was going to say. So I don't know how podcasts work, but the podcasts probably won't always be available on podcast services, because like I plan to keep paying probably through the end of the year for our service, and then once I stop, I don't know if they're just gonna like delete them off or if they'll still be there, but our shows will always be on YouTube, so you can get to that at geekheartgames.com/YouTube. I'll probably keep the website going just because I like having the website that's ours. But we'll have our Facebook and Twitters that'll still be okay. Here's the thing, guys. I don't care. Facebook, like, I use Facebook, and it's like so hard to use it. So like, so we still will have that, but it's probably kind of dying off on Facebook. But we'll still have Geek Heart Games on Twitter, and then we'll have our personal contact on Twitter. So I'm at SKSUVAK on Twitter, and Cody.
I'm at Comic Book Cody.
All right. And like we said, like before, I mean, we might still do some streaming. So you never know what we're gonna do. That would be over at twitch.tv/geekheartgames, which will still be there. So yeah, those are things. Cody, did you want to mention your comic book Twitter? Give people on that.
Yes, it's Let's Talk CGR. I'm pretty sure. If you just
did
look
you
for,
change it?
Is it, what did I say it was last time?
Well, it used to be. Oh wait, I was thinking of a different one. I was used to do Talking Red Hood, but now you're doing Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I do the I run the Let's Talk Cosmic Ghost Rider Twitter.
Yeah. So
which I need to get back to because it's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, people are gonna be pissed, man. Just
they're pretty nice over there.
Yeah, they're okay. But I think I've covered everything. Yeah. Let me just.
You can join the Discord channel.
Oh yeah, come join the Discord because we're still going to be hanging out there. That's it. geekheartgames.com/Discord, and it's we have a lot of fun there. So we've got our cool own Discord exclusive emoticons, emoji, whatever. We've got a Jason mask. We got a little happy face with finger guns.
Which are really cool.
Yeah, those are the only two. If
I
anyone
sometimes
has ideas for more, we can make
miss the finger guns one, like on my regular keyboard for
I know.
texting.
Like, why doesn't it exist?
So
like, everybody wants finger guns, right?
I know, right? No, yeah, I think that's everything. Don't forget to go leave 5-star reviews to other podcasts.
Do that
because it helps the algorithms. Maps thing.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil this one little thing for people. Like I mentioned, our post-credit scenes that we have. So you should go watch those. And specifically this episode, because you're going to miss out. We're going to end the episode. It's going to be over. But over on YouTube, after those credits roll, there's going to be a post-credit scene. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it's going to be pretty epic. Probably our most epic. Should I tell them what it is? We've been building up to this, okay? We've been building up to this since the beginning. Because Cody has been stalked by Pedialyte for as long as we can remember. It recently there was an ad that showed up on my Kindle Fire, so it's just like it's coming for us. So we're gonna embrace the inevitable, and we are gonna have a Pedialyte taste test in our post-credit scene. So you don't want to miss that. So switch on over to geekheartgames.com/YouTube, and you can see how it goes. The cap said it was child-approved flavor. We will see. I don't know. See. I've never had it ever. Cody had it when he was little and said it was horrible. So we're excited to try it out. Okay. Whew. Cody, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Cody, take it away.
Sam, give me a beat. Yo, we're just two geeks who heart games. Thanks for giving us some fame. We love you all, and we'll miss you. Do. Drop the mic.
Cody, the moment of truth has arrived.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? Here it is. Pedialyte. So you've got cherry punch. I've got strawberry lemonade. They apparently only have these giant fucking bottles.
I know.
We went to get just like a small single dose, and it's like, nope, this is what you got.
Well, see, they sold the packets that you could mix in the water. But I was like, that's a bitch cop-out move, because the water would, like, not have the same taste, right?
Here's the thing, also. This thing was, like, $7. The packet with the box of packets was, like, $11. I was like, fuck that.
Okay, well, good thing I grabbed this one. Also, like, mine looks like someone took a sip out of it, and then was like...
No.
No.
It's
okay.
just, they can't fill it all the way in case some wahoo put it in the freezer and it would expand and explode.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
So let's go over this real quick. So
Okay.
Pedialyte Advanced Care, the #1 pharmacist and pediatrician recommended brand for hydration. It's an electrolyte solution. It has pre-active prebiotics,
I
replaces
think that sounds made up,
electrolytes.
but that's fine.
Same. Quickly replaces fluids and zinc.
Okay.
So if you're here for the first time and you're like, why are they drinking Pedialyte? So I've had a long ongoing hatred for Pedialyte because when I was younger, I couldn't keep food down, and so I had to drink Pedialyte. And let me tell you, it is salty. Like everyone's like, oh, it's just the Gatorade. If you're drinking Gatorade that has salt in it, stop doing that.
And see, I don't understand how something that's salty is supposed to rehydrate you, because salt dehydrates. So I'm like, I don't know, but I don't. I'm not a scientist. It's fine.
So I would get ads all the time on Twitter for Pedialyte, and it was always something fucking stupid. Like, oh, going to a music festival, rehydrate with Pedialyte. Oh, having a baby, rehydrate with Pedialyte. What? And then, the final icing on the cake was, we talked about doing this for the final thing. I am on Snapchat sending a selfie to my girlfriend. I go over to a filter. There's a fucking Pedialyte filter. So you know what, Pedialyte? Up yours.
But I mean, to be fair, you used the Pedialyte filter. You took a picture and you sent it to us.
Very begrudgingly.
So,
do we gotta shake it, do you think?
I think we definitely shake it. I think I always shake things. You don't want that salt to settle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're supposed to, after opening, replace cap, refrigerate, and use within 48 hours. So this is not like a drink it again in a week kind of thing. Let's bust the seal.
Wait, should we take a picture that I can use for the thumbnail with our Pedialyte? Are we smiling or are we glaring?
Let's smile. Let's smile. Okay. Hashtag not sponsored.
Oh wait, I thought about a bit that we could have done where I acted like I mailed you a package and then surprised you and told you that we did have a sponsor for the final episode, but it was Pedialyte. But I didn't put that together. Okay, so we've got a foil seal.
We invert the cap.
Oh.
And you stab into it for what that thing.
Oh, that's really handy though. Okay, hold on.
Peel it back with your finger.
Do it like a can opener all the way around? It's gonna fall in there.
Oh,
it's fine.
It's gonna fall in if you do that.
Don't do it all the way. Don't do it all the way. Just do it a little bit. Hold on. This doesn't want to come out.
You know, Pedialyte, it'll also help if you fucking made drinks that, I could drink when I'm, needing the hot rehydration. Not being like, oh, shit, how do I do this? What? Hello?
Come on, it wasn't that hard.
It was.
That's what she said. Hold on, let me peel this off a little bit.
How much of a sip are we taking, exactly?
A decent one. I mean, I feel like...
Let's get a whiff. It smells pretty good, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it smells good. So.
It smells like a cherry punch. I'm gonna move this back a little bit so I don't hit it. Alright.
Okay, are we ready?
Oh, wait, hold on. I should take this off, right?
I mean, you don't want it to cut you. So
yeah, it is kind of... Yeah, okay. You know what? I'm just gonna...
Mine's not coming off all the way.
Same. I'm just gonna push it down, kind of.
It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this other shit. No, that's what I'm gonna do right here.
Alright. Cheers.
Cheers. No, I'm just kidding. I did that. Oh. I just want to do a spit take.
Oh god, it's so bad. It's as bad as I remember.
I'm gonna take one for real.
Oh god.
It's not horrible. It's not overly salty.
Okay.
It tastes like it's got this weird aftertaste that's like a thick, even though it's not a thick liquid.
Oh god.
Now I'm tasting the salt now.
You're tasting the salt now?
The more you drink, the more salty it tastes. It's not. It tastes okay. They had those frozen ice pops. Maybe it would be better as a frozen ice pop.
Maybe. I don't know. See, as a kid, I remember that salt taste getting to me. It's getting to me right now. It's kind of making me. My throat kind of feels weird.
My stomach is a little bit.
I can't do no more.
No, it's fine. I feel like it's a little weird. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I might have to go take some of those Tums after this.
Oh.
Are you feeling that weird?
Yeah, like my stomach kind of hurts. Like I'm cramping a little bit. I don't know if I can cramp. Like, can guys cramp? I don't like this.
Oh, well, like, yeah, like your diarrhea cramp can happen.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Mine's not there yet, but it's like.
I mean, I'll give it to them. Oh fuck. I'm really feeling that salt.
I feel like maybe there's something wrong with it. It's supposed to make you feel better?
Yeah. I don't really feel rehydrated. I'm starting to feel a little lightheaded, to be honest.
Cody, we've made a huge mistake.
Oh god.